All right, here we go. Happy Friday. Boom, boom, boom. Weekend coming up. Stay safe. Don't need to do anything stupid. All right, here we go. We are into two-step equations. So I have a reference sheet for all of you here at school and at home. You will be able to pull this up. So this is distribute is our first part. Now we've done distribute earlier this year, and we've done combined like terms earlier this year. But right now, we're not worried about distribute. We're not worried about combined like terms. Lowest extra variable is the same as this one, but you take the variable with it. So what we are going to look at are the last two steps. So for now, this is what you're looking at. Remove what is added or subtracted to the variable. So if you look at our example here, we have 3x plus 6. You can see that plus there. That's what is added to the variable. You can see 3 is attached to the x. Therefore, that is multiplication. So it's 3 times x plus 6. What we want to get rid of, and you look at your reference sheet every single time, believe it or not, every time you do an equation, you want to know, can I distribute? And in these particular questions we're going to do, you can't. Can I combine like terms? No. Do I have an extra variable? What that means is here's a variable here, and if you look on the other side of the equation, there's a variable over there. So that kind of says, well, I don't know what to add or subtract. I don't know what to multiply or divide because I have two variables. So obviously, you have to do this. So hang on, you're getting ahead of me. So today, all we have is something added or subtracted to the variable, and then we're going to have something multiplied or divided to the variable. In this particular case, it's the 3, but we have several examples here. So let's take a look at this. So once again, we want to know what side to work with. Where's the variable at? Is it on the left or the right side? Happens to be the left, isn't it? So now I have two numbers. I have a -9 and a -3. So I have to determine which one do I want to work with first. Well, it says remove what's added or subtracted to the variable. We look at this, -9 is multiplied to x because there's nothing between it. So since -9 is so close to x, guys, we look at that, that's married couple. You see that, Ryan? That the -9 is married to the x. That's the very last thing that you're going to do. So we are not going to worry about this -9 until the very end of everything. But if I cover the -9 up, I have x minus 3. This is what I want to get rid of first, -3, because that's what it tells us to do. Get rid of what's added or subtracted first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 3. And I'm going to add 3 to the other side of the variable, or the other side of my equation. So draw that line. That's our barbell, our bench, right? Our bar that we bench with. We got to have the same weight over here as we have over here. If I add 3 pounds, I must add 3 pounds here. So circle it up then. Rome, if you didn't circle it, go ahead and circle it now. So -3 plus 3, it's 1. Or 0. Sorry, it's 0 here. We're not dividing. This is 0. So 0 plus x is just that. Well, what's outside the circle now? What's left? Yeah, so we bring that down. -9x. That's actually -9 times x. Then we do this part over here. 33 plus 3 is 36. All right, so now we've done away with this. You don't need to see this anymore. We have a new equation. It's right here. That very last thing tells us remove what's multiplied or divided. Well, now it's what we were doing yesterday, right? Or the couple days ago. We have -9 times x. Well, how do we get rid of times?
Do the opposite.
Which is so division. So we're going to divide by -9. All right, circle this up because that's an operation we're going to do. And you can circle this if you want to, but don't take the x with it. What's -9 divided by -9? That's gone, right? That's 1. -9 divided by -9 is 1. By the way, this is the biggest problem. A lot of you guys are putting +9 at the bottom because you're wanting to switch the sign. We're not switching the sign, we're switching the operation. from times to division. So if you're multiplying by -9, you want to make sure that you are dividing by -9. All right? Because -9 divided by -9 is 1, and 1 times x is just x. So if you did -9 divided by 9, you would get -1. -1 times x is -x. We don't want -x. All right? What's 36 divided by 9? -4. Well done. That's our answer. All right. Write this one down. I gotta save some space here because I got a little big on the last one. You can see it down here. So once again, draw your wall, your barbell. What happens on one side has to happen on the other. So what side are we going to worry about? The left or the right side? Where's the variable? The left side. So we're not going to worry about that number -5 just yet. We're going to worry about over here. Now, what it says is, what is added or subtracted to the variable? Is it the 5 or this -7 that's added to the variable or subtracted to the variable? Right. If we look at the 5, what does it say here? -7 plus n, right? What's going on with this n and the 5? What does that line mean? Divide. So it's n divided by 5. So we want what's added to it. So if I get rid of the divided by 5, you can see here it's -7 plus n. So we're going to get rid of that -7 first. We're going to treat that negative as a minus. So we're going to add 7 to both sides of the equation. So we have -7 plus 7, they what? They're gone, right? We're left with n divided by 5 equals, what's -5 plus 7? 2. Very good. So you see we've done this math. -5 plus 7, we did that in our calculator. We brought that down. These two were the canceling ones because we did an opposite operation. We minus 7, we added 7. That cancels out. So now, n what 5? What does that line mean again? Divide. So that means we want to multiply, and that's what parentheses means. We have a fraction here, guys. We have 1 over 5, so we can do what?
5 over 1.
5 over 1. So we cross cancel, right? We're left with n. What is 2 times 5?
10.
10. And 1 times 1 is 1. But we can just leave it as n equals what? 10. All right? Everybody get that? Also, with this one, we could have done it a different way because there's only one fraction. We could have just said what? What can we multiply both sides by? Just 5. The 5s are gone then, n equals 10. Okay? You can do it that way. Because there's not a fraction, there's 1 on top. So it's an easier way to do it. All right, let's get through this. Same one, same type here. What side are we working with here, guys?
Right.
The right side. So we're going to cover up that 7. Again, what is added or subtracted to the variable? The 8. You see it? Because what's 16 to the variable? What's the line mean? Divided. So we're looking at the 8. Since the 8 is plus, we're going to minus. So then we do that to the other side, -8. And let's put our barbell here. So circle that up, circle that up. What happens to our +8 -8? That's gone. We're left with, well, n over 16, right? On this side. And over here, 7 minus 8. And what's 7 minus 8? What's that? -1, right? Okay. So n divided by 16. So Mr. Chris, how are we going to get rid of divided by 16? What's the opposite of divided by? Opposite of divide. Multiplication. So we're going to multiply both sides by 16 over 1. Our 16s and our 1s gone. We're left with n. Yeah, 16 times negative 16, or 16 times negative 1 is negative 16. And it's over 1. Do we really need to put the 1s? No. Alvin, you're looking like that was, you good with that? Okay, cool. And we're going to go through more. But I just need to do 4 here with the video for everybody at home. So let's look at this one. Draw our line, right? So which side are we going to deal with, the left or the right?
Right.
Which one? I heard left and right.
Right.
Left, right.
Right.
Right. Okay. I was making sure you were saying left. I'm sure it was your other left. Which okay, because if you turn around, it's the same thing, right? You ever notice that, Ryan? Look, this is the left, but if I turn around, that's my left. All right. So, which number is married to the x or times to the x? The minus 4 is, right? So that negative 4. So what number do we want to work with? What's added or subtracted then? That is. Do you see that the 4 is attached to the x? They're kind of married. So a married couple never gets rid of each other until the end, right? So this couple is going to stay together to the very end of every equation. All right? So look, so we have this negative 5, and believe it or not, if I cover up just the 4, we have this, you can see the separation, right? These are together, these are separate. So it's this, we want to, what's that, Rum? We want to add 5 to both sides. Very good. Does everybody see that okay? You see the difference between the two? Because technically there's kind of a dot here, meaning negative 4 times. This is negative 5 minus x. So we want to look in front of it. And since there's a negative in front, we're going to treat that as a minus. So we're going to add to both sides. So our 5s are gone. Yep. Everything outside the circle. Do you see why I do the circle now? Because everything that's outside that circle is just going to come straight down. And 11 plus 5? 16. Now, rewrite. What's going on? We have negative 4 times the variable x. So what's the opposite of times? And Romeo, you said it?
We're
going to divide. By the way, guys, you must have this line underneath because that means divide. Just don't put the negative 4 underneath it. So the 4's cancel off or cross out. We're left with the x. And 16 divided by negative 4. It is negative 4. That's our answer. We are going to go through these individually. So you guys at home, go at it. If you need help, I have that resource time about 1:50 today. If you need help before that, go ahead and email me and we can set up a time. And I had a couple people do that for me. So for the rest of us here, we're going to go through these one at a time.